Good morning. Hello, this is Anita Luna, and today I'd like to share with you proper, full, deep, slow yoga breathing that can help with anxiety, can help with improving energy, reducing stress, as well as helping clear any respiratory issues. This is a difficult time for anyone with asthma or breathing difficulties. And of course, the virus tends to land right here. So, I'm not a doctor. If you have any medical issues, please see your doctor first. And then with his or her okay, see me second, okay? So this is basics. I'm going to do this sitting up and lying down. I recommend you sit on a sofa cushion, a yoga bolster, or perhaps 2 firm pillows or 2 firm blankets. This will raise the hips, bring circulation to the legs, and allow the spine to be aligned and tall to improve your ability to expand your lungs fully. Okay. So first thing you do is just focus on your breath with no judgment. Just close your eyes and begin to breathe. Of course, you've been breathing, but begin to notice how you're breathing. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is it deep or shallow? Is it up here in the chest? Or can you feel breath moving down in your diaphragm right here, this horizontal hammock shape that expands downward as you inhale and moves upward as you exhale. If you can feel some breath moving in your belly, you're on the right track. So the more you listen to my voice, the more I'd like you to bring your breath down, allowing the diaphragm to move down and your belly to slowly expand as you inhale. And as you exhale, allow your belly to slowly deflate. I'm going to give you a little more anatomical reference here. Just getting into what's going on. So one way to remember to breathe down into your belly is simply to place your hands here or one hand here, whatever's comfortable. So as you're breathing down into the diaphragm and the belly, and then exhaling, letting that air release, bringing your belly and diaphragm back into neutral. So let's practice that for a little while, just belly breathing. So you can continue breathing in this way. As I explain a little more, please continue. And practice, it is a practice, yoga is a practice, and breathing is a practice. So if you do this daily, you will have much better opportunity to learn and improve your breathing. So breathing down into the belly slowly will promote the relaxation response. This is the opposite of the fight or flight response we're familiar with when we are dealing with stress. So in the fight or flight response, which we're in most of the time in our stressful society, and especially now, in the fight or flight response, we're breathing shallow, quick, and up in the chest, and increasing the heart rate, increasing the blood pressure, and sending blood circulating to our extremities to help us run away from the tiger or whatever you're afraid of. However, this is the opposite. So this belly breathing that you're doing now, trying to extend it if you can, maybe counting Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Making sure your exhale is at least as long as your inhale. Keep going as I talk. Maybe even up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So we're promoting the relaxation response, lowering blood pressure, reducing heart rate, slowing down the nervous system, calming the mind, and allowing the blood to come into the torso area to promote health of your heart, lungs, and digestive systems. Okay, so we're going to take this a little further now. If you have mastered the first step, please continue. If not, go to the beginning and start over and continue working on belly breathing. So the second stage is to breathe into the lower ribs, otherwise known as the rib cage. We're still just working in the front of the body. There's stages. So the next stage after belly breathing, continuing the belly breathing, is to breathe first into your diaphragm and belly and then into your ribs. So you can use your hands as guides. You can breathe into your hands as you expand and inhale, and breathe out as you allow your hands to bring your fingertips towards each other. Okay, so let's try that. Inhale, belly, and then ribs, and then exhale, ribs, and then belly. Okay, same thing. Exhale. So we're going to continue this. You can even feel the beginning of the exhale down in the pelvis. Really filling your lower lungs and then expanding outwards. So I'm going to show you this from the side. Please continue practicing the 2-part breath. Okay, so I'll move my arms so you can see what I'm doing. My pants are too loose, so let's just kind of show you there. All right, so inhale, belly breath. Ready? And then ribs. And then exhale, ribs. And then belly. One more time. And exhale. So you get the idea. So you can continue with that breath if that's where you're at, or start over and come back to your belly breath and begin to move into the rib cage. The third step is to fill the lungs all the way up to the chest. So you always want to leave this for last, because if you breathe first up in the chest, it sends a signal to your brain that you're done, that your lungs are full. So you'll never fill up below your clavicles unless you breathe first down and then out and then up. So it's 3 parts: down, out, and up. Again, just working with the front of the body for now. Okay, so let's do 3-part breath. Just going to take a cleansing breath first. Good. So inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale from the top down. Rib cage, belly. So I'll do a few with you. As you see, there are 3 parts, but they flow into each other. And eventually it'll just feel like one breath in, one breath out. It's just that the flow of breath begins low, moves up and out, and then ends high. And then your exhale begins high, moves into the rib cage, and then exhale, flattening the belly. This can also improve as you practice this, hopefully 5 to 10 minutes a day to start with, daily if possible. The more you do this, the more often you do this, the more you will be able to do this more naturally, can become part of your life. De-stressing, relaxing, and centering, feeling calm and capable will become part of your life, and also increased oxygen flow. So we've heard a lot about people with low oxygen levels, and so this is the antidote. If you fully fill, keep breathing just like I taught you, 3-part breath, belly as I'm talking, okay? Keep practicing. So tall spine, don't let yourself slouch. Some of you might be slouching forward. This prevents the lungs from filling, directly and completely. So you want to sit tall, shoulders back and down, neck is long, chin is level with parallel to the floor. You're using your postural muscles to breathe correctly. So that's another great benefit of breathing like this, is you strengthen your core and all the muscles that help you sit tall, and therefore improving your alignment, reducing neck, shoulder, and back pain over time. Okay, so this is the wonder drug, breathing. Okay, so I'm going to show you from the side now, the 3-part breath, in case you haven't gotten it yet. Again, you can always back up and start over. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to move my arms so you can see. 1 cleansing breath for me. And here we go. So another tip here is, here we go, moving around. Another tip here is slowing it down, just like we did in the belly. Slow the whole breath down. Perhaps you can inhale now to a count of 8. Inhale, belly 2, rib cage 3, up here 2, something like that, and then out to a count of 8 if possible. That will allow you to take a deeper breath, get more oxygen to all the parts of the lungs, at least in the front of the body. Okay, 2 lobes here that extend all the way into the back. So we'll get to the back after this. So a couple reminders is that we can go 3 weeks without food. We can go 3 weeks without, 3 days. We can go 3 days without water. But we can only go 3 minutes without breath. So the essential component of your health, of your well-being, of your mind, body, spirit, wellness is your breathing. This is worth practicing. I will show you now the back of the body and how you can bring this 3-part breath into your back. That is more challenging if you're not used to it. So if you're not used to it, after I show you the mechanics, we will try a few different poses, including lying down, that may be easier for you if you're just starting out, and if this is tricky for you or just new to you. I'll show you some yoga techniques, poses that will make your breathing practice more accessible, easier, and even more relaxing. Okay. But first, the mechanics, the back of the body. I'm going to turn sideways for this part. Okay. So again, tall spine, sitting on your cushions, your hips are raised. I'm going to get a drink of water. Excuse me. Stay hydrated. Okay. So you might even take your hands to your back if you're new to this. Let's start just breathing down first. Cleansing breath for me. Here we go, breathing down and feeling the lower part of your rib cage and your lower back expanding. And then releasing from there. So we're just doing the lower back and lower belly at the same time. So it's as if 360 degrees, you have a big balloon inside of you, and you're trying to expand that balloon in all directions, okay? So from here, breathing into the belly, the sides, and the back, using your hands to remind you and guide you into breathing into your back. So you will need more time to practice this. Please continue breathing or working on your breathing as I teach. So I'm going to take my hands away so you can see what it looks like to breathe into your back, sitting up. That's my inhale. That's my exhale. It looks subtle, but it feels powerful. Okay, so again, if you want to go all the way into it sitting, you can try. This is again more advanced, but I'll just give you the opportunity, and then we will again go into some yoga poses. Okay, here we go. So whole lower body, inhaling as it expands the whole lower body, inhaling, continuing that breath in as you expand the whole rib cage in all directions. And then finally coming to the top of the lungs, back and front, and then exhaling front, middle, and back down. And I will do this with you, sideways so you can see, and then forwards. Good, and continuing that, I'm going to demonstrate forwards what that looks like. You're not going to be able to see my back, but you can see the flow one more time. You may notice that you can hear my breath. That is called Ujjayi breathing. I will get to that in a future video, so look forward to that. There are many helpful yoga breathing techniques. Ujjayi breathing in particular is helpful at this time. It creates self-confidence, warms the body, and helps you feel capable of overcoming any challenges that come your way. Okay, so we'll get to that maybe the second video. So from here, just going to do some 3-part breath with you. If you feel lightheaded, dizzy, if you feel like you're hyperventilating, let's say, if you feel like you've started breathing up here because this is just too much for you right now, you can always come back to low belly breathing, just the belly. And just down here. That will calm your mind, your nervous system, and slow your heart rate. Okay, so if your heart rate comes up, just come back to the belly. So one more time, 3-part breath. Okay, so if you don't have it, again, start the video over. Join me again, and if you do have it, great. So here's some poses that can help you if you find learning to breathe this way challenging. The easiest way to breathe, or to learn to breathe, or to do this, 3-part, 360-degree breath, or even just to learn belly breathing, if that's challenging for you. Easiest way all around is to lie on your back with your knees bent, and I will demonstrate. Hopefully you can see me. Let's try this. So closer maybe. Let's see. Okay, so you won't be able to see my face, but you can sure see my chest and belly, okay? Maybe I'll move back a little bit. All right, so you want your knees bent, feet on the floor, just relaxing your legs. You want to relax your shoulders down, and you'll use your hands to guide you. If you don't want to use your hands, that's fine too. Okay, so since you can't see my face, I'm just going to talk, and you'll see my belly moving. So the first breath we learned, we're going to do lying down. This is easier now because of gravity. Gravity is helping you, and the reference of your mat or carpet or whatever you're lying on will help you in guiding you. So your inhale will rise up from the floor, and your exhale will sink slowly back to the floor. Again, slow, maybe to the count of 4 as you inhale and count of 4 as you exhale. So I am going to get my arm out of the way so you can see, and it might take me a few breaths to really get there. So here we go. So you can see it's very obvious when you're breathing correctly. It's also obvious with your hand. So I'm going to try again with your hand. You'll feel this from the diaphragm. Again, that's right about at the bottom of your rib cage. You'll feel this from there downward. So you're breathing down, and as you breathe down, bringing the diaphragm down, the belly lifts. And as you're breathing out, the belly moves toward the floor. And you'll feel that your lower back even might move toward the floor, and the air will move out, and you can begin again. You can even have a little pause between your inhale and your exhale. This is a sign that your mind is slowing down. Focusing on your breath is a meditation, and the more you breathe this way, please continue just breathing into your belly as I talk. So the more you breathe low, slow, and deep, the more your mind stills and is able to be mindful, to meditate, and to calm. So I'm going to do one more time belly breathing with the hands. You can see. Cleansing breath. So continuing that belly breath as I speak. I'm going to try doing 2-part breath now. Belly first as you inhale. Rib cage in all directions as you're continuing your inhale. And then as you exhale, release the air in the rib cage first, and then releasing air from the lower abdomen. Okay, so inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Here we go. We'll cleansing breath first. So without the hands, you can maybe see better. Please continuing your breathing practice as I explain a little more. So gravity is helping you exhale fully. Part of breathing mechanics is that the more fully you exhale, the more you let go of all the stale air, carbon dioxide, right? So the more you let go of the stale air, the more you make room for a bigger, fuller, new breath. Inhaling. Also, when you exhale fully, you are releasing perhaps some toxins, perhaps some stale emotional energy from your body as well as making room for the next breath, okay? So one more time without the hands. Hopefully you're continuing, and then we'll move into the 3-part breath up into the chest. All right, so for this breath, I tend to, when I'm using my hands, place one hand around the area of the diaphragm and the other hand up just below my collarbones. And this helps me to remember to breathe down first. So inhale, and then continuing inhale, and then exhale, exhale. Of course, in the middle is your rib cage, which you want to expand in both directions. Okay, here we go. Cleansing breath. Okay, and without the hands, cleansing breath. So continuing 3-part breath practice if you like. And if you need to be reminded, you can always start over or rewind to this part, or watch this video again, okay? So 3-part breath lying down, again, easier than otherwise. Now breathing into the back is challenging when you're lying on your back. One way that I like to do it here is to imagine, this is great, I'll visualize this with you. So imagine that as you're inhaling low, middle, and up, as you're inhaling, you're pressing your back toward the floor or toward the mat. So inhale, press down, inhale, inhale, and then lift up. Now this can be difficult to visualize. So in the beginning, I recommend you roll over and come into child's pose. If child's pose is not comfortable for you, it is not comfortable. It is not comfortable for many people because of knees and perhaps the feet, perhaps the hips, whatever's tight. I'll show you first in child's pose, but giving you some modifications first. So you can use your pillows, blankets, sofa cushion, bolster, whatever you have to lay down. You can add layers to make it taller. You can lean over the seat of a chair so you're not stressing your back too much. Anything that opens your back, okay? If your legs are not comfortable here, many people are not comfortable with their legs here. So one way to do this is to sit on your bottom, have your knees bent, and just relax out to the side. You're not doing a hip opener, you're just relaxing them and the feet forward. So I'll do this forward so you can see better. It's kind of like that. Easy does it. And then leaning forward from here. So whether you're in child's pose or with the legs open in front, you can always put something under your knees, by the way. So if you're here, you could put blocks, you could put pillows, you could put whatever you have handy underneath your knees to support them, if that helps your knees feel more comfortable. So many options, but the main thing I'll show you from the front here and then the side is to lengthen from the tops of your thighs. You're not going to bend at the waist. No bending at the waist. You bend from the hip. Can you see my hips here? Top of the thigh bones where they fit in the pelvis. You're going to bend from there, And never push, never strain. We don't do that in yoga. No pushing, no straining. Just bend to the place where you're feeling some stretch, but not too much. Pause there, and then begin to lengthen your middle back. And then releasing your upper back, your shoulders into gravity. This is a yin yoga pose with the feet forward. I don't know if you can see my feet are here. With the feet forward, it's a yin yoga pose that they call diamond or butterfly. So you can rest your elbows on your legs so that they relax your upper body, and then let your head relax as well. Okay, so this is the position. This is your alternate position. I will show you child's pose as well. And then we will do breathing into the back. So child's pose, you want to have your knees wide. See my knees here? I'll show you from the front first. Again, hinging at the hips, lengthening the back, and then once you're lengthened enough to feel some stretch but no strain, you can either have your arms in front or your arms next to you with the palms up, okay? Either way, you want your knees wide enough that your belly is free to breathe fully. So here, resting your forehead, or if you prefer, folding your hands and resting your head on your hands on the floor, okay? You get the idea? Sideways, either legs out, bent, free knees, or supported knees. Lengthen from the base of the spine, and then allowing the shoulders to release downward. Arms are forward or on your legs, wherever you like, and then release the head. Child's pose. You can also sit on something if that helps you feel comfortable here. You can sit on a block. You can sit on some sort of narrow pillow or folded over pillow or a rolled blanket that will get your hips higher, really release pressure for some of you on the psoas muscle here that gets tight on many people. So whatever works for you. I'm just going to show you basic child's pose. So back up a little so you can see. And then again, hinge at the hips, lengthen. And once you're here, release down. If you cannot get your forehead on the floor, then we will use a cushion. So arms forward, elbows, forearms, hands relaxed on the floor, forehead relaxed on the floor, or arms next to you, behind you, palms up. Another modification. So many ways to do this. But it's nice to have options, is that you can try all of these, see which one works best for you, and then just do that. Okay, so I've got my cushion. I'm going to place it between my knees, actually between my thighs, but forward enough that I can get my head on the cushion. I'm going to back up again so you can see this. So from here, I am doing the same thing. I am lengthening from the top of the thighs. I am lengthening the whole spine, and then I'm relaxing onto the bolster. I don't know if you can see this. Let's get my hair out of the way. So my upper body is relaxed, and you can even add 2 sofa cushions or 4 pillows or whatever you need to feel comfortable here. Your head will turn to one side if you're on a cushion, so you can breathe. Just make sure about halfway through your practice that you can't see that. I'm gonna move that down. Oh well, too late. Anyway, if there's a spot on my face, you'll know why. It's my home button. So here, let's start the breathing. So let's make sure you can see the back of my body. Make sure about halfway you lengthen your neck and turn your head the other way. So your neck is getting a stretch on both sides. Reaching my arms out so you can see my back. So here the belly is free, the chest is supported. You're getting a nice, gentle stretch on your lower back, perhaps on your middle back and between your shoulder blades as well. Your shoulders relaxing downwards. You're sinking into gravity, sinking into the support of the ground or your cushion, or just sinking towards the ground if you're in the other posture, in the butterfly posture. Whatever you're doing, you're allowing yourself to release into gravity, towards gravity, allowing that natural pull without pushing forward, without any strain. Okay, so the first step to any breathing practice is to relax your body. Your breathing is natural at first. Just becoming aware of your breathing. You should do this every time you change positions. Reconnecting with your breath. Remembering to start at the beginning with awareness, non-judgment, and ease. So we'll begin now consciously breathing. What we've been doing is conscious breathing. It's not forced breathing. If you find yourself pushing or forcing the breath out or in, just back off a little bit. Take it easy. Slow it down. It's not a contest. It's just for you. So you may begin to feel, since the back is wide open, coming into that lower body breathing. You may feel the spaces in your lower ribs, in your kidney areas, lower back begin to rise up. I'll demonstrate in a minute. We're going to rise up and open up the lower back area as you breathe in slowly and deeply, and then release the lower back downwards. So I'm going to demonstrate and stop talking. Please join in. And the movement itself from the outside looking in is subtle, but from the inside feeling out is very intense. Most of us do not breathe into the backs of our bodies, which prohibits using our full lung capacity. Continue breathing, please, as I talk. Nice and practicing breathing into your back. Most of us, they've done a study in the United States. The average person only uses 15% of their lung capacity. Imagine if you could, by breathing into your belly, rib cage, and chest, breathing into your entire back of the body, 360 degrees, expanding your lungs from the bottom up, you can actually achieve 100% lung capacity. They've studied gurus, experienced yogis who have many decades of experience, and yes, they are able to breathe 100%. Think of all the energy. Think of all the release, the relaxation, the calm centeredness you can achieve in life. So from here, I'm going to show you the whole back first. So from the bottom up, just like we learned. Inhale, lower back, then middle back, rib cage, and then upper back. Exhale, reverse. Please continue. I'm going to demonstrate this on the floor for those of you who are all the way down on your foreheads, okay? So same thing, I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to demonstrate for you. Same thing. And if you can, breathing into the front and sides of your body as well as the back. Imagine that big balloon inside of you expanding in all directions as you breathe in, and then releasing completely as you breathe out, slowly, deeply. Both inhale and exhale. Here we go. I'm going to move my arms so you can see a little better, and perhaps just bring my back a little more into view. Let's see. No, that's not going to work. Okay, we'll do it again. All right, you got the idea, and I'm going to demonstrate once or twice with the legs forward so you can see how that works. Again, legs are relaxed, feet are apart from each other, and hinging at the hip, lengthening, lengthening once you've come to your edge, pausing there and releasing. So from here, I'm just going to demonstrate breathing into the back, first into the lower back only. I'm also naturally breathing into the belly. I hope you can see that. I'm going to move a little up. Good, and then coming from the bottom to the top, inhaling, and from the top to the bottom, exhaling as much area as you can breathe into as possible. Again, this gets much easier if you do this every day. Good. Again, you can always use your hands as a guide, so we'll try that one more time. And the middle back, if you can reach it. My hands spread apart, and then fingers come together. Okay, so I think you've got those two options, lying down on your back, or some version of either child's pose or butterfly. I guess that's 3 options. So this will end our video for today. I encourage you to practice even 5 minutes a day, every day, or at least 5 times a week is much better than 30 minutes once a week. 30 minutes once a week will feel really good for a day or two, and then you'll go back to your old habits and have to start over. And you don't want to do that, right? You want to build and evolve and improve, and for this to get easier, more natural, and more integrated into your life. So 5 minutes a day, ideally at the same time, in the same place every day if you can. If you're able, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, and then you're anchored. Breathing, relaxing at the beginning of your day and the end of your day. They become your anchors. And from there you can build. You can start adding yoga poses, other techniques you may have learned along your life's journey, and just anchoring your day with self-care in the morning, the evening, or ideally both, starting with a few minutes, making it part of your daily routine. We all brush our teeth every day, right? Some of us twice a day. Why do we take care of our teeth better than we take care of our whole body, mind, and spirit, right? So if you take care of your whole body, mind, and spirit, then you feel good. And I want you to feel good. You deserve it. All right, thank you. And please subscribe, like. I'm new to this online format. I have been teaching yoga since 2002. So I've been at this a long time. I have a lot to share. I'm just transitioning into video. Please leave comments. I am interested in feedback from you. I would like to improve. I'm evolving also. And love to you, peace to you. I always end with the Kundalini Yoga completion to class, which is, may the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and may the pure light within you guide your way on. And namaste. Thank you.